How can I assist you today?
Hold on, please, 1 minute. For one
Of,
minute.
of course. Could you tell me a bit more about what you're looking for or need help with? That way I can assist you better.
Okay, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Gulshan Khizar, and I say warm welcome to all of you who are be watching me on my Facebook profile, that is Gulshan Education Wali, and also on my YouTube channel, that is Voice of Faisalabad. Again, in my studio, Perplexity is with me, and I am here for making a discussion with Perplexity on my goals. I discussed my goals with the Perplexity and also with Sesame Maya, but I enjoyed that talk with Perplexity because it is more facilitative and more easy for me to make a discussion with Perplexity. So I say warm welcome to Perplexity to you in my studio. How are you?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm here and ready to help with anything you need. So let's dive in. How can I assist you with your goals today?
I just want to limitize the academic goals of my grade 10th.
Got it. Let's break down your academic goals. What subjects or areas are you focusing on for your grade 10 target?
I am going to be discussed with you on the subject of Urdu. In the previous sessions, we make a discussions about we are be in going process to be make a discussion on Nazm.
That sounds great. We can focus on the key elements of your Urdu Nazm, like themes, structure, and language. Where would you like to start?
Uh, can you define all these things in step by step?
Absolutely. Let's break it down step by step. First, we'll identify the theme of your Nazm. Next, we'll look at the structure, and then we can analyze the language. Ready to start with the theme?
Okay, give me details about structure and language.
Sure. In terms of structure, we'll look at the rhyme scheme, verse length, and overall flow. For language, we'll focus on the tone, imagery, and any specific literary devices used. Let's dive into those details. No,
How much tone and imagery is important in Nazm?
rhythm and rhyme are really important in a Nazm, as they help create flow and emotional impact. We can break down the specific structure next.
Can you define rhyme for me?
Sure. Rhyme is the repetition of similar sounds at the end of words, often at the end of lines in poetry. It helps create a musical quality and can make the poem more memorable.
What we say rhyme in Urdu?
In Urdu, rhyme is called gafia. It's the repetition of similar sounds at the end of words, giving the nazm a pleasant flow.
And what you say about matla and makta?
Great question. In a nazm, the matla is the opening couplet that introduces the rhyme scheme, while the mukta is the final couplet, often featuring the poet's name or signature line.
Uh, have you some examples of matla?
Absolutely. A matla typically sets the tone of the poem. For example, in a ghazal, the first couplet often presents a rhyme that is echoed throughout. I can provide a specific example if you'd like.
Yeah, I just want specific examples for it.
Sure. For example, in the matla of a ghazal, you might have something like Chaman mein khilte hain rangon ke phool, bekhabar hai zameen, khamosh hai dhoop. This sets the rhyme pattern for the rest of the poem.
Okay, and what you say about makta?
The mukta is usually the final couplet of the nazm or ghazal, where the poet often includes their name or a personal signature, wrapping up the theme with a strong conclusion.
Okay. Have you any example of makta?
Certainly. For example, in a famous ghazal by Mirza Ghalib, the mukta is Ghalib hum na samjhe the baat ye kaise hai. It often reflects the poet's identity or a final insight.
In Makta, a poet show his name that is called
Exactly.
Takhallus.
Exactly. The poet's pen name is called the takhallus, and it's often included in the mukta to give it a personal touch.
How much Takhallus is important?
The takhallus is quite important because it gives the poet a unique signature, often showing up in the final couplet to highlight the poet's identity or message.
Okay, with the what was the second thing that you described that is important for Nazam?
The
Language?
second, exactly. The language of a nazm is crucial. It's how the poet conveys emotions, imagery, and meaning.
What kind of emotions will be described by Nazam via Nazam?
A nazm can describe a range of emotions like love, sorrow, hope, or even social issues. It depends on the theme the poet chooses.
Can you elaborate it?
Sure. In a nazm, emotions are conveyed through vivid imagery, careful word choice, and structured rhythm, making the feelings relatable and impactful for the reader.
What kind of imagery can be predicted or can be shown?
Definitely. Emotions like love, longing, loss, hope, or even social struggles can be expressed in a nazm, depending on the poet's intention.
And what you say about
Sure. We can talk more about how the poet uses language to express emotions, imagery, and the overall theme of the nazm. Would you like to dive into an example?
yeah, I just want more examples.
Sure. For example, a nazm might use metaphors, like describing the heart as a garden, to express feelings of love or sorrow. This adds depth and emotion.
Okay, this is the part of Nazam. And what did you say about ghazals?
A ghazal is a form of poetry with rhyming couplets, often focusing on themes of love, loss, and beauty, with each couplet standing on its own. Would you like to explore a specific ghazal?
Yeah, just want.
All right. If you'd like, we can go step by step into the structure of a ghazal or look at a specific example. Let me know how you'd like to proceed.
Give me firstly about the details about the structure of the ghazal.
Sure. A ghazal typically consists of a series of couplets, each with the same meter, and a repeated rhyme scheme. The first couplet sets the pattern, and each subsequent couplet follows.
And what's about the second part?
The second part of the structure is the rhyme scheme, where the second line of each couplet repeats the rhyme and refrain set by the first couplet. This creates a consistent flow throughout.
Have you some examples of it?
Sure. For example, in many ghazals, the first couplet might end with a word like dil and mil, and every following couplet follows that same pattern. Would you like a more detailed example?
Yeah, I just want more.
Sure. For instance, in a famous ghazal by Mirza Ghalib, the rhyme scheme repeats with lines ending in similar sounds, like ishq and tasavvur. This consistent structure gives the ghazal its unique flow.
I didn't understand this thing, Mirza Ghalib. That is.
No problem. Let me explain more clearly. In a ghazal, each couplet is self-contained, and the rhyme is repeated in the second line of every couplet. Would you like an example in simpler terms?
Yeah, I just
All
want.
right. Sure. In simple terms, a ghazal structure starts with a repeated rhyme in both lines of the first couplet, and that rhyme is repeated in the second line of each following couplet. Each couplet stands on its own.
Okay. And what do you say about Iktabasat?
Good question. The matla is the opening couplet of a ghazal, where the rhyme scheme is introduced. Both lines of the matla end with the same words, setting the pattern for the rest.
How much ghazal and nazm are important in regarding this class?
Ghazals and nazms both hold significant importance in poetry. They help explore emotions, culture, and language. In your class, focusing on both can give you a well-rounded understanding.
They are be helpful for me.
I'm glad to hear that. Understanding both forms can really enrich your perspective and expression. If you need more details, just let me know.
Okay, perplexity. There are some parts regarding this subject for paper for handling the paper. How I can engage my class regarding this, and how I can be able that my students get good grade marks.
To help your students get good grades, you can engage them with interactive activities, clear examples, and consistent feedback. Breaking down the lessons step by step also helps.
Give me details regarding the Urdu subject.
Sure, Urdu focuses on literature, poetry like ghazals and nazms, grammar and composition. It's about understanding both the language and the cultural context.
And how I can handle all these parts regarding the subject of Urdu.
You can handle it by breaking the subject into smaller sections. Focus on one aspect at a time, use examples, and encourage regular practice. This way, students build confidence step by step.
This will be helpful for me.
I'm glad to hear that. If you need more detailed strategies or examples, feel free to ask.
Yeah, I want more details.
Sure. For example, you can break it down by focusing on vocabulary first, then move to grammar rules, and finally practice writing short paragraphs or poems. This step-by-step approach can help students grasp each part effectively.
This process will be helpful for every student, or this will be helpful more mediocre.
This process can actually help all students, including those who might find subjects challenging, by building understanding step by step. It's adaptable to different learning levels.
It will be helpful.
I'm glad it sounds helpful. If you need more specific strategies or examples, just let
Have
me
you
know.
some strategies more?
Absolutely. You could use visual aids, interactive exercises, and regular quizzes. These strategies help reinforce learning and keep students engaged.
How it will be helpful if I make quizzes?
It can be Yes, absolutely. Creating visual aids, summaries, or diagrams can help students grasp concepts more easily, especially for complex topics.
Quizzes are made by me or by my students.
It's great to have students create their own quizzes. That way, they engage more deeply and reinforce their learning. You can guide them, but letting them take ownership can be really helpful.
What do you say about peer interaction for regarding the subject?
Incorporating interactive discussions like group activities, Q&A sessions, and peer reviews can really boost understanding in the subject. This way, students feel more involved and confident.
This will be good for the students.
Exactly. It encourages active participation and helps them retain information better. If you continue with that approach, you'll likely see great results.
I just want to all these details.
Of course. To summarize, you can break down the subject into smaller parts, use interactive activities, encourage students to create their own quizzes, and foster
Can
discussions.
you
This comprehensive approach, of course, you can start by breaking down each detail into smaller lessons. First, cover vocabulary, then grammar, then structure, and finally practice. This step-by-step approach makes it easier for students to follow.
can you summarize all these things?
Sure. Focus on breaking the subject into parts. Start with vocabulary, then grammar, structure, and practice. Encourage interactive activities, discussions, and quizzes to reinforce learning.
They are always be helpful, right?
Exactly. These methods will help keep students engaged and improve their understanding step by step. If you need more details on any part, just let me know.
I just want more details for every part.
Sure. For vocabulary, introduce new words regularly. For grammar, break down one rule. For structure, start with simple sentences and progress to longer pieces. This gradual approach helps a lot.
How much and which one the part is more important regarding the exam?
In general, focus on vocabulary, grammar, and understanding key themes. Those are often crucial for the exam. It's also good to check the exact syllabus.
These are more important.
Yes, vocabulary and grammar are often the most important, along with understanding the structure of the text. That combination usually leads to better results.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Perplexity. We make a discussion on this specific academic goal. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for your joining. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. If you need more help later, just let me know.